Hello, in this clip we derive the liquidity-money curve, which is often called the LM curve. The LM curve is also going to use the same dimensions as the IS curve. So finally we will have the interest rate on the vertical axis and the real GDP on the horizontal axis. The LM curve is going to be therefore that combination of the interest rate and real GDP at which the money market is in equilibrium. So, using what we already know about the money market, we can again start a graphical derivation. So, in the money market, the vertical axis represents interest rate, while the horizontal axis represents the amount of money in the economy. And because now the vertical axis is common, we can side by side draw a graph for the LM curve. So, what about the equilibrium in the money market? In the money market, we know that there is a certain negatively sloped line representing the demand for money, and we have a money supply which is determined by the multiplier in the economy and the amount of base money which is controlled by the central bank. So we know that at a certain y1 level in the economy, we have an equilibrium with I1, lowercase I1, interest rate, and that's going to give us then 1 point along the LM curve. Just like we did with the IS curve, we are going to use the real GDP to analyze what happens with the economy if for some reason one of the endogenous variables in the IS-LM system, so in the right hand graph, changes. We do not use I, however, because it is endogenous in both equations. So what happens if we have a growth of real GDP? This is going to appear as an exogenous shock in the money market. Higher Y means that there are more transactions which should be made in the economy, so accordingly the money demand must, for any level of interest rate increase, and this is nothing else than a shift in the money demand curve to the right. Now, as you can see here, the equilibrium in the money market, because there was no change in the money supply, so the money market can only be in equilibrium if we have a higher interest rate. And that's going to then give us a second point along the LM curve. Here, something like this. So connecting these is going to give us the LM curve, which is positively sloped.